Alright guys, so what we have here is a little bit of review on the things that we have done the past 2 weeks. So this is all for Unit 2. So there'll be a couple more videos that go up, but I want to go ahead and go over. This is the very first thing we went over on Monday of last week. So that ends up being... Give me a second here, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot the actual day. On... excuse me, on Tuesday. So this was on 9/3. So this was over the... if I give you a graph, can you give me the equation? And so what I have here, and this is really what I've been looking at on a couple of these homeworks already, is I have a process here. First was find zeros, determine multiplicity, okay. Third was determine the degree for the whole thing. And the last thing was to find the Y-intercept. Okay, and so if I don't have an equation, first off, I'm going to put a little space here because I don't know if there's a fraction that I need to put here, so we'll go ahead and leave that alone for right now. But first step here would be find the zero. So this is a 0, this is a 0, this is a 0. So I have 3 zeros here. That's not the degree, but this is the zeros. I have 1 point at -1, 1 at 1, 0, so -1, 0, 1, 0, and at 3, 0. So here I found the zeros, so 1 at x equals -1, x is equal to +1, and x is equal to +3. So when I rewrite these, I'll say that I have 1, 0 at x minus 3. Again, rewrite this so the sign changes at x minus 1 and at x plus 1. Okay. Next step is to determine multiplicities, and I can see that by when I cross the x-axis like I've done here. I've gone from the positive side to the negative side. This means that I have a multiplicity of an odd number. And so for the sake of these guys, you're either going to have multiplicity of 1 or 2. So right here, you see how I touched the x-axis, but I came back down. So I did not cross. I didn't come over here into this side. So this one has to have multiplicity that is even. And this one right here, I did cross, so this had a multiplicity that is odd. Okay, so again, for the sake of these, you're either going to have multiplicity of 1 or 2. So here at 3, 0, my multiplicity is 1. Here at positive 1, 0, I did not cross, so the multiplicity has to be even, so I'm going to say that it's of 2. And the multiplicity right here, because I did cross, is a 1. Now, usually we don't write the 1s, guys, but we'll leave it there for right now. Next thing is to determine the degree for the entire graph. So all I have to do for here is to add the multiplicities together. So here, guys, multiplicity of 1 plus 2 plus another 1 is degree of 4. Okay, and so when I had this is an even degree, so these are moving in the same direction. And really, when I see this over here, you see how they're moving in the same direction? They're both moving up. So I'm on the right track here. Okay. And the last thing is the y-intercept. So here I can see that my y-intercept is 1, 2, -3. Now I've already made my equation, so the only thing I really don't know is if I have a fraction here in the front. So I'm going to leave that space and I'm going to call that a. And remember, when I'm finding a y-intercept, the value for 0 is excuse me, the value for x is 0. So I'm taking the equation I've already made, this one right here, and I'm plugging in a 0 for x. So here 0 minus 3 is negative 3 to the power of 1. Negative 1 squared and 1 to the power of 1. So here, negative 3. Negative 1 squared is just positive 1. 1 to the power of 1 is 1. So here multiply negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. So I will divide by negative 3's. So my a here is positive 1. So that's my full equation.